All right. Well, good morning, my friends. Welcome to Live Inspired. On the road, we are live through the genius of Facebook and technology and YouTube and our friends up here in Golden, Colorado. My name is John O'Leary. It's an honor to be with you today, as it is every day. And I've been thinking about all the events recently that have been taking place in synagogues and in Kroger stores, and the tension that I think we feel in the community is as we wake up into a new day this Wednesday on Halloween of all days. And I'm struck by a book that Andy Andrews, a friend of mine, wrote years ago. And the title of it was, How Do You Kill 11 Million People? Think about this. How do you kill 11 million people? It's a book that kind of traces itself back to how did Hitler do this years ago in a intelligent, free, Christian society of Germany. How do you do this? And the answer throughout the book was, well, one lie at a time. That's how you do it. You just do it one lie at a time, one lie at a time. And I think so frequently of how I succumb and surrender to the lies that are going on around me. I think of how infrequently I have the courage to stand up to the lies, whatever they may be, the jokes, the racism, the anti-Semitic comments that I hear, not as much recently, but in the past, and you just kind of let it slide rather than standing up and saying, not here, no longer. It's not us versus them. It's not us pointing the fingers down at someone else. It's us playing together as one. And I think the way we revolt and the way we win this war and the way we make a difference and the way we ensure that our present and our future is better than our past is when things show up in our face, when they show up in our lines, when they show up in our lives, we have the audacity to call it out for what it is, whether it be racism or whether it be people who are making fun of those who have beliefs that are different than ours, whether that's political or spiritual. In my own past, and maybe for you too, there have been comments shared frequently around me that speak to where someone else stands that are very different than where I stand. And rather than me having the courage to say, tell me more about that, or I don't agree with what you're saying right here, I just let it go and then eventually I turn and move in a different direction. But I think the way we start building the bridge forward is to learn more from those who have beliefs completely different than ours. It is to actually saddle up and get even a little bit closer and hear what allows someone to feel that way. And then for us to lovingly share back why we feel differently. And then hopefully in that conversation, hopefully in that connection, we can sit with someone at the well of life and build toward a future even better than the one that we built to this point. By erasing the tension and the lies that are around us every day of our lives. I'm like many people, pretty beat up right now by what happened in Pittsburgh over the weekend and what seems to be happening with greater frequency going forward. We got to start beating down these walls and building up some bridges. So we're going to be talking about that in our community in the next newsletter that goes out next Monday. We try to bring on guests that give us great ideas on how we can do this, not only in our homes, in our places of worship, in our communities, but in our lives. And the more we take action on this, the more we can become part of the solution, not just hashtag praying for you, hashtag thoughts and prayers, but to boldly move forward and to make a difference and to to strive and to fight to ensure that not under our watch, that one lie at a time will not take place in the society that we know and love. So I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on while you're listening to this today. It's time to come together around things that unite rather than things that divide. I know it's Halloween. This is a pretty heavy message to be sharing on Halloween. So I want you to know also that I'm in Golden, Colorado, but I'm leaving this hotel room shortly. I'm going to race down the mountain. I'm going to hop on a plane. I'm going to get dressed up tonight with my wife. We're going to take our kids trick-or-treating. We are living the good life. But we're not going to turn a blind eye any longer to the struggles and the tension and the quiet racism that we see around us, or the quiet anti-Semitic comments that maybe we sometimes get glimpses of around us. We are one. We are one. And it is time that we act and we live and we worship and we strive forward as one. those days are upon us. They're not out there in the future. They're right here, right now, in each of our lives. And so I just encourage y'all today, to take a deep breath and to read the headlines and then to recognize. Fred Rogers said something like this. Fred Rogers, I think, was from the Pittsburgh area. When bad things happen, his mother used to encourage him, rather than looking to the things that were bad, to look toward the people that are racing to become part of the solution, to look at those heroes. And those heroes are all around us, but it's important we recognize we are called to be those heroes. On Halloween, throw on your cape, my friends, put on your mask if you choose, but then to recognize on November 1, tomorrow morning, to wake up and to be a hero again, because you don't need a cape to be it. You just need to be working to make a difference in a cause of something bigger than yourself, to strive to ensure that it doesn't happen again under our watch in our own little areas that we have some influence. And for all of us, we have that ability to make a difference. So for Bobby and Shelley and Nicholas and Keith and Michelle and everybody else tuning in today, and I want to thank you for being part of our community. I want to thank you for believing, like that the best days are upon us and in front of us. And I want to thank you for believing that one person can, in fact, make a difference. And she's watching right now, and he is you, and they are us. So let's have an awesome Halloween. Let's make a difference today. Let's do good. Let's make a difference, and let's believe and act like the best days are upon us. So for this time, and until next Halloween, this is John O'Leary with his cape on, ready to fly home. Thanking you for being part of our community. God bless you guys. Have an awesome Halloween.